Forget the endless hamster wheel of Google's ever-shifting algorithms and, the social media popularity contest. Let's plunge headfirst into a blog traffic source that, according to the hard numbers, doesn't just keep up with Google, it straight up outperforms it. We're talking ROI that'll make you do a double take. And it's not the same old social media circus. Prepare yourselves. We're diving deep into the world of email marketing, and what you discover might just flip your traffic strategy on its head.
What's fascinating right off the bat is the sheer disconnect. While everyone's chasing those fleeting likes and trying to appease the Google gods, there's this incredibly potent force sitting right under their noses. The data really does shout from the rooftops on this one.
Absolutely. Only about 3 in 10 bloggers, a measly 31%, actually consider email their main squeeze for blog traffic. 31%. It's like finding a $20 bill in your old jeans while everyone else is frantically searching for pennies on the sidewalk. We're going to unpack why this gap exists and, more importantly, the massive untapped potential it holds for you.
Yeah, it's a classic case of overlooking the reliable workhorse for the flasher pony, right? Yeah. Sometimes the most consistent wins come from the tools we already have if we just know how to wield them properly.
Get ready for some stats that might just make your coffee spill.
Yeah.
Conversion rates that can be a whopping 40% higher than what you're seeing from Google.
10% higher.
Yeah, and an average return of $42 for every single dollar you invest. Seriously. $42, and visitors who arrive via email spending a staggering 77% more time actually reading your stuff. Mm-hmm. Today, our mission, should you choose to accept it, is to dissect why email wears the traffic crown and, crucially, how you can start claiming your piece of that royal revenue.
Which, begs the million-dollar question. What's the magic behind email's consistent performance?
Yeah.
It's clearly not just about lobbing the occasional newsletter into the digital ether.
Okay, let's pull back the curtain. What is email marketing for us bloggers beyond just the basics of sending out updates? Because I suspect a lot of people still think of those like generic emails they instantly banish to the trash folder.
Precisely. At its heart, effective email marketing for blogs is about building a permission-based communication channel directly with your leadership and then, cultivating those relationships. It's a direct, one-on-one line that bypasses the ever-shifting goalposts of social media algorithms and search engine rankings.
So instead of crossing your fingers and hoping someone stumbles upon your brilliance, you're essentially delivering that brilliance right to their doorstep, or rather their inbox. Yeah. It's the difference between busking on a crowded street corner and having a private concert for your biggest fans.
That's a spot-on analogy. Think of it as the difference between push and pull. With search and social, you're hoping folks actively pull your content towards them. With email, you're pushing valuable information directly to those who've raised their hand and said, yes, please.
Now, here's where it gets properly interesting. The psychology at play here is actually quite cunning, isn't it? You're giving a little something to get a whole lot back.
Absolutely. The principle of reciprocity is a powerful driver. When you consistently deliver value through your emails, whether it's helpful tips, exclusive insights, or handy resources, your subscribers naturally feel more inclined to engage with your blog and any offers you might present down the line.
And then there's the simple fact that they actually signed up. That little click on the subscribe button signifies at least a tiny bit of investment, right? A vote of confidence in what you do.
Exactly. By subscribing, they've made a small commitment to your content. This pre-existing interest makes them far more receptive to your messages and much more likely to pay attention to what you have to say. They're a self-selected audience.
Right, buckle up for this one. The average open rate for blog newsletters hovers around 22.15%. 22%.
Wow.
Now stack that against the measly 0.5% to 1% engagement you might be seeing on social media. It's like comparing a rocket launch to a damn squib.
And the click-through rates paint a very similar picture. Email consistently boasts significantly higher click-through rates compared to virtually every other traffic source out there. That direct action, that click, is what makes it such a potent driver of traffic back to your blog.
So email isn't just shouting into the void, it's a laser-focused beam of valuable content aimed directly at an audience that's actually ready and willing to engage. Okay, let's throw down the gauntlet. Email versus the big daddy of traffic. Google, lay it on us.
Okay, if we connect this to the ultimate goal, the health and growth of your blog, looking at the head-to-head performance metrics of traffic from email versus search is incredibly revealing.
Right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Reference rates. How does traffic from our beloved email subscribers stack up?
Email traffic typically has a bounce rate that is, on average, a staggering 58% lower than traffic originating from search engines.
58% lower.
Yeah. Let that sink in for a moment. People arriving from your emails are far less likely to immediately hit the back button and abandon your site.
That's massive. They're actually sticking around to see what you've got. What about the time they spend on the page? We're all chasing those higher dwell times, right?
Right. And here's where it gets really interesting again. Visitors who land on your blog from an email spend, on average, a whopping 77% longer on your pages compared to those who find you through a search query. That suggests a much deeper level of engagement and more thorough consumption of your content.
Wow. 77% longer. They're not just skimming, they're actually diving in.
Oh,
And what about the number of pages they explore? Are email readers just one-hit wonders?
not at all. On average, a visitor coming from an email will click through and view around 3.2 pages per session,
3.2.
compared to a mere 1.7 pages for someone arriving from a search engine. They're clearly more invested in exploring what you have to offer.
Okay, so lower bounce rate, longer time on page, more pages visited. The trend is pretty darn clear. But let's talk about the real price, conversions. Are these super engaged email readers actually doing anything?
Absolutely. The average conversion rate for traffic coming from email sits at around 4.29%,
4.29.
which is significantly higher than the 2.95% you typically see from search engine traffic. Whether it's signing up for another newsletter, downloading a lead magnet, and we'll definitely get to those, or even making a purchase, email traffic tends to convert at a much more impressive rate.
And what about loyalty? Are these email-nurtured visitors more likely to come back for seconds, thirds, and beyond?
Yes, the return visitor rate from email marketing is, on average, 38% higher than that of search traffic. This is how you build a loyal, repeat audience that keeps coming back for your insights.
So it's not just a flash in the pan, but why this huge difference? It can't just be random luck, right? What's the secret sauce in those emails?
Well, there are several key ingredients. Firstly, as we touched on earlier, email subscribers are already pre-qualified. They've explicitly stated an interest in your content. Secondly, emails provide context and set expectations for the content they're clicking on. You're essentially warming them up.
That makes perfect sense. It's not a cold click from a random search result. There's a prior connection, a little digital handshake.
Exactly. The established relationship with the blogger fosters trust and encourages deeper engagement. Plus, email allows for the timely delivery of content and a much higher degree of personalization, making the message feel more relevant and tailored.
Personalization, the magic word that actually seems to hold some weight here. And you mentioned real-world proof. Give us some juicy examples of bloggers who are absolutely crushing it with email.
We've got some truly compelling success stories. Digital marketer, a pretty big name in the industry, managed to boost their blog traffic by a significant 66% in just 6 months by strategically shifting their focus towards email marketing over traditional SEO. That's a monumental leap.
66% in half a year. Okay, that's got my attention and probably yours too, listener.
And then there's Backlinko, Brian Dean's well-respected blog in the SEO and marketing space. They've reported that their email subscribers are 4 times more likely to leave comments on their blog posts.
4 times.
And 3 times more likely to share their content on social media compared to visitors who found them through search. That's not just traffic, that's amplified reach and engagement.
Talk about getting your content seen. So the data paints a clear picture. Now let's dive even deeper into some of these mind-blowing statistics that really hammer home the sheer power of email.
What's truly striking is the consistency across various reports and studies. The data overwhelmingly points in the same direction.
All right, hit us with the heavy hitters. That 42 ROI for every $1 spent, is that for real? It sounds almost like those late-night infomercials, but, hopefully with actual results.
Yeah, the Direct Marketing Association, DMA, reported that figure, and it consistently ranks email as one of the top, if not the top, performing digital marketing channels in terms of return on investment. It's not a fluke, it's a trend.
And we've touched on this, but it's worth shouting from the digital rooftops. Email subscribers are almost 4 times, 3.9 times to be precise, more likely to share your precious content on social media. Talk about turning your subscribers into a mini marketing army.
Exactly. It creates a wonderful ripple effect, extending your reach far beyond your immediate subscriber list.
Here's a statistic that really made me raise an eyebrow. 81% of small businesses consider email their primary channel for acquiring new customers. 81%. Not social media, not SEO, good old email.
This really underscores the reliability and directness of email for businesses of all shapes and sizes. It's the unsung hero of customer acquisition.
And for us bloggers, just trying to get more eyeballs on our hard work, segmented email campaigns can reportedly boost traffic by up to a whopping 76%.
76%.
Yeah, that's not a tiny nudge, that's a potential game changer.
Segmentation allows you to send more targeted and relevant content to different segments of your audience, naturally leading to higher engagement and, you guessed it, more clicks back to your blog.
And those personalized subject lines we mentioned earlier, they can reportedly skyrocket your open rates by as much as 50%. That little bit of customization can make all the difference in whether your email even gets a second glance.
It's all about making your subscribers feel like you're actually talking to them, not just broadcasting to a faceless crowd. A personalized subject line cuts through the inbox clutter.
Don't forget our mobile toting readers. A massive 61.9% of email opens happen on smartphones. So if your emails aren't looking slick and functioning flawlessly on mobile, you're potentially missing out on a huge chunk of engagement.
Absolutely crucial. Mobile friendliness is no longer a luxury. It's a basic necessity in the email marketing world.
And here's a big one for your bottom line. Email subscribers have a 138% higher conversion value compared to visitors who find you through search.
138% higher.
Yes. They're not just browsing, they're actually taking action and ultimately contributing significantly more value.
This highlights the quality of traffic you get from email. These are engaged individuals who are far more likely to become loyal readers, repeat visitors, or even paying customers if that's part of your blog strategy.
Finally, the stat that ties everything together. Bloggers who actively prioritize email in their strategy see 3.6 times more traffic growth.
3.6 times.
It's not just about those fleeting vanity metrics, it's about real, sustainable expansion of your readership.
And it underscores the point that those who understand the power of nurturing a direct relationship with their audience are the ones who reap the biggest rewards in terms of consistent traffic growth.
Okay, these numbers are pretty darn persuasive. So how do we actually do this email marketing magic? Let's dive into the actionable tactics. What's in our essential toolkit for driving traffic via email?
The very first non-negotiable step is building a robust email list. It's the bedrock of all your email marketing efforts. No list, no traffic from email. Simple as that.
List building like a seasoned pro, you say.
Right.
What are the absolute must-haves in our arsenal?
The real power lies in strategic lead magnets. These are valuable resources. Think ebooks, checklists, templates, maybe even mini courses that solve a specific problem for your ideal reader. You need to offer something compelling enough to make them want to hand over their email address.
So not just a vague subscribe for updates plea, we need to offer genuine upfront value.
Exactly. And then there are content upgrades. These are post-specific bonuses that directly enhance the value of a particular blog article someone is already reading. You could offer a related checklist, a deeper dive into a specific point, or a handy template, for example.
That's clever. It's hyper relevant to what they're already engaged with. Now, where should we be strategically placing these sign-up forms? Surely not just buried in the dusty old footer.
Placement is absolutely key. High-converting spots include your website's sidebar, the header, organically within your blog post content itself. And yes, even the footer can work if done right. The goal is to make it incredibly easy and obvious for interested readers to subscribe.
What about those pop-up boxes? People tend to have strong opinions about them. Are they actually effective or just annoying digital gnats?
Used strategically, they can be surprisingly effective. Two-step opt-ins, where someone clicks a button before the actual form appears, often see better results. And exit intent pop-ups, which appear just as someone is about to leave your site, can capture those last-minute signups. The average conversion rate for pop-ups hovers around 3%, but the top 10% of performers see rates as high as 9%. Dedicated landing pages focused solely on list building can perform even better, sometimes reaching conversion rates in the 20–30% range.
Okay, so compelling freebies and smart placement, got it. Once we've got those valuable subscribers, how do we transform them into loyal blog visitors on autopilot?
This is where the magic of automated traffic generation comes into play. Think welcome sequences.
Welcome sequences sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
These are a series of typically 3 to 7 emails that automatically go out to every new subscriber. Use these to introduce your best content, share your blog's core mission, and set clear expectations for what they'll receive in the future. Welcome emails boast incredibly high open rates, around 86% on average.
86%.
So it's a golden opportunity to make a fantastic first impression and guide them towards your key blog content.
Wow, that's like rolling out the red carpet for new readers. What other automated goodies can we set up to keep the traffic flowing?
Well, you can create automated content spotlights that periodically highlight older but still highly valuable blog posts that new subscribers might have missed. Re-engagement campaigns can target inactive subscribers with your best performing content to entice them to come back. And you can even set up topic-specific sequences that guide subscribers through a series of related articles based on their initial interests. Set these up once, and they'll work tirelessly for you in the background.
Automation, the holy grail of efficiency for us busy bloggers, right? Now let's talk about the good old-fashioned newsletter. Is that still a relevant tool for driving traffic in this day and age?
Absolutely. Achieving newsletter nirvana is still a very real and effective strategy. Consistency is absolutely key here. Aim to send your newsletter on the same day and at roughly the same time each week or month. This helps build a predictable habit with your readership.
So predictability breeds readership, it seems. What kind of content should we be packing into these newsletters? Just a list of links to our latest blog posts.
Focus on providing genuine value first and foremost, not just blatant self-promotion. Share insightful tips, behind-the-scenes glimpses, or curated information relevant to your niche. Make it easily scannable with clear subheadings, bullet points, and short, digestible paragraphs. Always respect your reader's time. Offer what some call a content buffet, include multiple links to different blog posts to increase the chances of clicks and cater to various interests. Studies have shown that newsletters with multiple links see a significantly higher click-through rate, around 33% higher in fact.
A content buffet. I like that. Give them a smorgasbord of reasons to click. And what about the call to action? How should we be gently nudging them back to the blog?
Make your calls to action crystal clear and direct. Use visually distinct button-style CTAs with action-oriented language. Tell them exactly what you want them to do, such as, read the full article here, or dive deeper into this topic.
Okay, we've covered the foundational stuff. Now let's talk about getting a bit more sophisticated with our email approach. How do we leverage segmentation and personalization for even better traffic results?
This is where you can really precisely. This segmentation then allows for personalization. You could use personalized subject lines that include their name or reference a topic they've previously shown interest in, and as we've seen, this can significantly boost open rates. You can also implement dynamic content within your emails, meaning different subscribers see different blocks of content based on their specific segment. For example, someone who's shown interest in gardening tips sees more gardening-related content.
That's some next-level wizardry. Does it actually make a tangible difference to our traffic numbers?
The data certainly suggests a resounding yes. Campaign Monitor reports that segmented email campaigns can drive up to a remarkable 76% more traffic compared to sending generic one-size-fits-all emails.
76% more traffic.
Yep, and those personalized subject lines we keep mentioning. Experian found they can lift open rates by an average of 26%. It's all about sending the right message to the right person at the right time.
Visit the links in the description below for amazing offers. Okay, this all sounds fantastic in theory, but does it actually translate into real results for us humble bloggers out there in the trenches? Give us some more compelling examples of actual bloggers seeing serious traffic gains thanks to email.
Absolutely. We have some truly inspiring case studies that vividly demonstrate the power of these strategies in action. Let's start with that food blogger we touched on earlier.
Ah, yes, the one who went from a modest 500 subscribers to a whopping 75,000 in just 18 months. That's some serious subscriber scaling.
It is indeed. And their email open rates consistently average a very healthy 32%, which is significantly higher than the industry standard. But here's the real kicker. Email now drives a staggering 42% of all their blog traffic, even outperforming search engines. And those email visitors also spend considerably more time on their site and convert at a much higher rate when the blogger promotes their cookbooks.
So email isn't just sending them a flood of traffic, it's sending them highly engaged, action-taking traffic. What's their secret sauce?
A consistent weekly newsletter packed with seasonal recipes, engaging behind-the-scenes content, and personal stories that foster a genuine connection with their readership. It's all about nurturing that relationship over time.
Makes perfect sense. What about those of us in the more business-oriented niches? Can email drive significant blog traffic in the B2B world as well?
Absolutely. Consider a B2B software company that strategically shifted its content strategy to place a much heavier emphasis on email marketing. They actually reduced their frequency of regular blog posts, but significantly ramped up their email communication, created highly targeted lead magnets aligned with different stages of the buyer journey, and implemented sophisticated welcome sequences.
And the impact on their traffic and leads.
They witnessed a remarkable 114% increase in blog traffic in just 6 months, despite publishing less content overall.
Okay.
What's even more telling is that their email subscribers now account for a whopping 68% of all their free trial signups. This clearly demonstrates that a focused email distribution strategy can amplify the impact of your existing content.
Wow, 114% traffic jump and 68% of trials from email. That's a powerful testament to focusing on your existing audience through the intimate channel of email. One more real-world win for us.
Sure. Consider a niche hobby blog centered around a very specific craft. They developed a comprehensive 10-day email course as their primary lead magnet and successfully built a highly targeted list of 15,000 engaged subscribers. Their regular newsletters now drive an impressive 61% of all their blog traffic.
61% from email.
Right.
And the quality of that email-driven traffic, is it just a bunch of casual browsers?
Quite the opposite. Their email visitors exhibit incredibly low bounce rates and a significantly higher average revenue per visitor compared to those arriving from search. They discovered that while their search traffic tended to fluctuate with algorithm updates, their email traffic remained remarkably consistent and reliable. These examples really underscore the widespread potential across various blogging niches.
Okay, these real-world success stories are definitely inspiring and pack a punch. Now, let's gaze into our crystal ball. What does the future landscape look like for email marketing in the context of driving blog traffic? What exciting developments are on the horizon?
The future of email marketing is looking incredibly dynamic, with several emerging trends poised to make it an even more potent traffic-driving force. AI-powered personalization is a major one to watch.
AI in my inbox. That sounds both fascinating and slightly HAL 9000-ish. What would that actually entail for us bloggers?
Think of it as having a super smart assistant that analyzes subscriber behavior and preferences to deliver hyper-relevant content. This could include predictive content recommendations, AI algorithms suggesting the blog posts a specific subscriber is most likely to engage with, optimal send time optimization AI, figuring out the absolute best time to send each individual email to maximize open and click-through rates. Even dynamic content generation AI automatically customizing elements within your email based on a subscriber's past interactions. Early adopters are already seeing significantly higher engagement rates with these AI-powered emails. Some reports mention click-through rates up to 41% higher.
That's like having a personalized marketing concierge for every single subscriber. What other innovations are brewing in the email world?
Interactive email experiences are gaining significant traction. Technologies like AMP for email now allow you to embed polls, quizzes, and even entire forms directly within the email body. Imagine subscribers being able to participate in a poll or answer a quick survey without ever leaving their inbox. In-email video and interactive carousels are also becoming more commonplace, leading to significant boosts in engagement. Brands that are experimenting with these interactive elements are reporting impressive jumps in their click-to-open rates, sometimes over 70%.
So emails are evolving from static text blocks to more engaging, almost mini web pages within the inbox. Makes perfect sense in our increasingly interactive digital landscape. Now, with all the growing concerns around data privacy, how will that impact email marketing strategies?
Privacy-focused shifts are definitely underway and will continue to shape the future. This means an even greater emphasis on first-party data, the information your subscribers directly and willingly share with you. Preference centers will become even more crucial, empowering subscribers with more control over the types of content they receive and how frequently. We'll also likely see a continued shift towards privacy-centric metrics that respect user choices and a greater focus on delivering truly relevant content based on context, not just broad demographic data. Email's direct, permission-based connection with subscribers, built on trust and transparency, becomes an even more valuable asset in this privacy-conscious environment.
So the direct relationship we cultivate through email is becoming a major advantage in a world increasingly wary of data practices. Anything else on the horizon that bloggers should be aware of?
Well, the continued rise of voice and conversational interfaces is also something to keep an eye on. This could eventually lead to voice-optimized email content designed to be read aloud by voice assistants, conversational calls to action that encourage voice responses, and even seamless integration between email and podcasts. With over 60% of Americans now using voice assistants on a regular basis, it presents a whole new avenue for potentially connecting with your audience.
Voice-activated email subscriptions. That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Okay, so the future looks bright and full of potential, but let's be realistic. Email marketing isn't always smooth sailing. What are some of the common pitfalls and hurdles that bloggers often encounter?
Deliverability is a perennial challenge in the email marketing world. Ensuring your carefully crafted emails actually land in your subscribers' inboxes and not in the dreaded spam folder requires diligent attention. That means looking after your sending domain's reputation, proper implementation of authentication protocols like DKIM, SPF, and DMARC, and consistent list hygiene practices, removing inactive or invalid addresses. It's sobering to realize that maybe 17% or even more of legitimate permission-based emails still don't reach their intended recipients, so this is an ongoing area of focus. Keep that list clean.
So it's not just about writing compelling emails, it's about making sure they actually get seen by human eyes. What other common roadblocks do bloggers face?
Content fatigue is another frequent challenge. Striking the right balance in your email frequency, providing consistent value without overwhelming your subscribers, and keeping your content fresh and diverse can be a tricky tightrope walk. Subscribers can quickly tune out if you email too often, or if your emails consistently lack valuable content. While general advice suggests that most subscribers prefer maybe a monthly email from blogs they follow, the optimal frequency can really vary depending on your niche and audience, so testing is absolutely key.
Balancing valuable content with the occasional promotional nudge, that's the eternal dance for content creators, isn't it? What's the last major hurdle you see bloggers facing with email marketing?
Resource constraints are often a significant factor. Many bloggers, especially those just starting out, struggle with the time and effort required for effective email marketing. Juggling email creation with writing blog posts, setting up automations, maybe even considering outsourcing it can feel overwhelming. It's interesting, though, that many bloggers actually spend a relatively small amount of time, maybe less than 2 hours a week, on email marketing.
Only 2 hours.
Yeah, which likely contributes to them not seeing the full potential returns in terms of traffic and engagement. It really is worth investing more time here.
So it does require an investment of time and effort, but the potential payoff in terms of consistent, high-quality traffic seems to more than justify it.
Absolutely. And as we discussed, leveraging automation tools and even strategically repurposing existing blog content into email formats can significantly help alleviate some of those resource limitations.
Okay, let's distill all this valuable information down to its core essence. What's the absolute bottom line takeaway that our listeners should be engraving in their minds about email marketing for blog traffic?
The fundamental message is this. Email marketing isn't some outdated tactic. It's a vibrant, consistently high-performing traffic source that, frankly, many bloggers are currently underutilizing, often to their own detriment.
Exactly. It's not about completely abandoning SEO or social media, but it's about recognizing and harnessing the incredible power of building that direct personal connection with your audience through email. So for you, the listener, what's the immediate next step you can realistically take?
Take a moment to reflect on everything we've discussed today. Where could you realistically begin to implement even just one or two of these strategies? Perhaps it's finally creating that valuable lead magnet you've been thinking about, setting up a simple welcome sequence for new subscribers, or simply committing to sending out a consistent newsletter. Even a small step can start generating momentum.
Seriously, even picking one manageable action item can be the start of a significant shift in your traffic strategy. Think about those enticing lead magnets, that automated welcome sequence that greets new readers, that consistent, value-packed newsletter. What's one thing you can genuinely commit to trying in the coming week?
This leads us to a final thought-provoking question. In a digital world constantly bombarded with fleeting trends and ever-evolving algorithms, building a direct, permission-based connection with your audience through email provides a level of control, engagement, and long-term value that is increasingly rare and incredibly powerful.
Food for thought indeed. What could cultivating that direct line of communication truly mean for your blog's sustained growth and the depth of your connection with your readers over the long haul? It's definitely time to stop overlooking this powerhouse traffic source.